Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Only on TV. Today I will tell you about the lock and force duration tools in Dorico Pro. And just to make the video more efficient for you, I will not be explaining the basics that I already did in the videos prior to this one. And of course, if you're a beginner, make sure to watch the videos before this episode to get the hang of the basics. Link will be in the description below. Alright, let's start. As you can see, all of these buttons are currently grayed out, and that means they only work either if note input is activated or a note is highlighted in the score. So, for example, if I highlight this note, you'll see that the rest of them are turned on. Or if I just enter note input mode, it's the same. The first tool in this section is lock duration. And this tool only works when note input is activated. And what it does is that it will lock the duration of the notes that are written, and it will only change their pitches once you enter them. So for example, in the score that I have, if I enter into note input mode and enable lock duration, you will notice two things in Dorico's interface. First one is that the highlight in the note duration box will disappear. So check it out. And that is because, as I told you, we're not going to have any duration to our note input. It is just the pitches. And the second is that the line of note input will change to a dashed line instead of a whole vertical line. And this is indicating that Dorico's duration is currently locked to what's inside the score. And to show you what it does, I will now enter notes with my keyboard. Let's see, or either with keyboard or mouse, both will do. So let's see if I just do it, you see that the duration is kept. And if I just do this note or any note that I have, and also I can do it with my keyboard. So I'm just gonna press C, C, C. Pretty handy for modifying the pitches and keeping the timing information in your score. The other tool, which is called force duration, is used when you want to deviate from your default notation settings. I will cover the notation settings later in the video, as it's quite rich and complex and beyond the scope of this episode. But let's see what I mean when I say deviate from notation settings. Let's say you have a flute score that has a long note. Technically, the whole duration of a 4/4 bar is written with a whole note. But what if you want to tell your flutist to play the same note continuously in one breath, but to have different articulations or dynamics on different beats? And this is what I mean by deviating from the default notation settings. The duration is the same, but notated differently. And if we want to achieve something similar to the second example, we can use the force duration tool to create it. Let's try it out. If I enter a half dotted note here, so I'm just gonna press a half and I'm gonna press on this dotted note and then add another quarter note right after it. So I'm just gonna add a quarter here and then tie them together by using the shortcut T or the tie button on the left panel. Right now I'm gonna actually use T, but it doesn't really matter, both are the same. They will immediately and automatically turn into a whole note. That is because the default notation setting is forcing the durations that are tied to be summed up. But now if I want to have my notes separately visible with a tie, I will simply press O on my keyboard or use the button on the left column to turn on force duration. So this is the button right here, which I can just turn it on. Then I'll just, wait, actually I can just undo this. Oop. Yep. Then I can just turn this on, force duration, and I can just easily press T again. And now you'll notice that the durations are kept as we wanted. Two important things to know. First is that this button will light up whenever you have this feature turned on for any note. So if I have similar situation on other notes, and I'm just gonna wait, let me show you like this. As you can see now, this forced duration is on, which means if you do anything to this note, it will still be kept as this half dotted note. But now I can just turn it off and it will go back to the same. And now, as you can see, the indicator is off, the forced duration here. But then if I click on this guy, it's on. So it's a bit of a indicator right here, which helps you in more complicated scores to figure out which one has a bit of a forced duration. And the second is that if you want to add dynamics to different durations, such as the one I have now, make sure to add the dynamics before you add the tie. This makes it easier for you and also for Dorico to latch onto different spots in the score. Let's try both to see the difference. First, with a tie. So, for example, let me actually undo this. So, oh, actually, it's a good one. Never mind. I will now just highlight this note and then use the key command Shift D to open the prompt for dynamics. And then I will press this button on my keyboard, which I think it's called greater or less than. I have no idea what this button is called, but you get it. It's like this one is for crescendo and the other one is for decrescendo. So I'm going to just do this, and you see that it pops all the way, and it even passed the quarter note that we wrote here. But now if I remove the tie, so if I just remove this and then remove the dynamics and then click on this note, Shift D, and then add the crescendo, it will be exactly till this note that I want. And of course we can add the tie again, and it's easy peasy. If you wouldn't have done this, it would be a bit more complicated. I'm going to show you. So let's say if it was this, and then I just add a crescendo here, you just have to pull it back, and it's a bit time consuming. And if their score is a bit complicated, then it's not really the best way to go. So my suggestion is that it's the easiest way is to just press U to remove the tie, and just add the crescendo or whatever you want to have here, and then press T to add the tie again. And there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and of course, as usual, if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section, and please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, see you soon. Humayun out.